Yesterday, of course, Independence Day. You had 4th on Broadway, thousands and thousands of people attending the parade and other festivities that happened. And joining us right now, the chairman of the Lubbock County Republican Party and the guy who I think had one of the best floats in the parade, Steve Evans. Hey, Steve, how's it going?
The guy not filling in for you in the next 10 days.
No, you're not. No, but, we'll get to you in August. We'll get to Hey, you were busy.
I was busy.
You
I
were,
may have been.
well, originally you were going to be busy.
I probably told you I was. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing great. I wanted you to come on today because, yesterday I went out to the parade, and, y'all's float looked great, and there were a lot of good things with the parade, it seemed, yesterday. But, and then I turned on, the show this morning, and you were filling in, for Matt Martin with Dave King. And apparently there was a little bit of some controversy surrounding the parade before the parade got started, right?
Little dust up, yeah, before it ever got started. We're cognizant of the rules, and the rules say that we're not to make a political statement or a social statement. And, we read the rules. We didn't put vote Republican signs like we've done in the past. We didn't do a lot like we've done in the past. In fact, I don't even think we had Lubbock County Republican Party banners on there this year. Mm-hmm. But we had a big, nice blow-up elephant, a lot of flags flying, including the Lubbock County Sheriff's Office flag that we borrowed and flew it for them, and yard signs for all that we could gather for everyone who's either sitting in office or is on the ballot. But just simply, these are the folks that we represent, and no statement was being made. Well, they immediately wanted us to pull our signs down.
Who wanted you to put the signs down?
This is Broadway Festivals. First we had one of the employees, I'm assuming, come by and say, "You're going to pull those down right now." Wait a minute, no, I'm not. And we need to have a discussion about this. And I said, "You need to go get whoever you work for." So, return, in a few minutes, here comes, I believe her name's Cully Orff. I'm sure I'm pronouncing it wrong, and I apologize. She's doing her job, the executive director for Broadway Festivals, with a Lubbock police officer, because, maybe we're threatening, I don't know, who gets into a discussion with us that we're going to pull these signs down. And Senator Perry was with us. We got into a discussion about it and said, this is a representation of our company, if you will. We're a private organization. This is the people we represent. That's all we're doing. We're not telling you how to vote. We're not espousing our opinions to you, which, we used to be able to do, but they've slowly taken all that away from us. We're not even allowed to have an opinion anymore. And then we began to express, are you going to ask the Metropolitan Church to pull down all their symbols? Are you going to ask all the church floats to remove the crosses? Are you going to ask the veterans of foreign wars to remove all the military insignias? Where does this end?
Yeah.
And I can't get a straight answer. Then I hear, and I'm given to everyone that's listening needs to understand this is secondhand information. I haven't confirmed it yet, but I hear from a couple of different sources that there was a Jesus is Lord banner on one of the church floats that was they were forced to remove it. We're still trying to confirm that, and that organization, once again, I said this morning on the morning show, that organization can do their press release. They can have, they can handle that in whatever way they see fit. I'm not here to fight their battle for them, but I am here to make comments over in general that more and more this is beginning to happen, and I really believe it's one day we're going to see a parade with white trucks, black trailers with hay stacked on them, and a bunch of people throwing candy. And there will be zero advertisement. Why do the companies that have parade floats get to advertise their logo and their company? I'm advertising my brand, and my brand is the people that represent us. Yeah. While I have a state senator and a representative walking beside us, we didn't go tell anybody how to vote. We didn't get into any discussions. We didn't argue. We shook hands and engaged the community like anybody else would, threw some candy, threw some great footballs, and had a good time, and are proud to continue to be part of it, although we may not get to anymore. I also understand there was another float with a blow-up eagle and Statue of Liberty that I don't think was allowed to participate. I don't know if you saw it. I didn't get to see the whole parade.
I saw the parade, and there were two floats that had eagles, but I did not see a Statue of Liberty anywhere.
And then maybe, we saw it in the parking lot. Maybe they pulled that part down. I just, the thing that I don't understand is this is being billed as a public-private event. And I don't know what that means. It's public-private. Broadway Festivals has a board of directors. They're a nonprofit agency that through grants of your tax dollars, Civic Lubbock is being contracted or has some sort of contractual agreement with the city to take care of these festivities. And they do a great job. I'm not going to discredit that we've got one of the most recognized and largest big street fairs and fireworks shows in the state, if not the country. It's been a fantastic show. But what people don't know behind the scenes is more and more and more it's being softened. And we don't even have a street fair booth anymore because they don't allow us to put our push cards out. They want us to change our message. They want to approve every single word of everything that we put out and make sure it's what Broadway Festivals wants to do. We're also using local law enforcement. LPD and is doing security. I don't know if that's under contract. There's a lot of questions I have there about how this is being handled, and at what point, if it's a public-private event, do the citizens get to have some input as to who is on these boards and who is making these decisions? I was told by the executive director, Mrs. Orff, that it's going to be very different next year. I don't know what that means because I can't do anything any different other than pull the flags down and pull the signs of all the people, the Republicans that represent us currently. I don't know what else to do other than a blank trailer with hay and throw candy. Maybe we'll start our own parade somewhere.
You can't do anything. Even to take this to another level. Listen, I know that you had the Democrats that were out there. They had a small float, and they had two of their candidates who were out marching separate and had big banners. Were they approached? I wonder.
And I don't know. And Chad, I'm the first one to reach across and shake their hands. They're human beings. They're people that have a different opinion. Yeah. But I champion their right to represent their brand as well as each and every church. And we had some textures this morning, and people communicated, well, I saw the LGBT float and I didn't like it. Well, I don't like it either. But I respect their right to be there, as well as the churches, as well as everybody who wants to be there and participate and pays their money. We pay to be there, by the way. We pay for the fuel. We pay for the candy. We pay for an entry fee. We paid to come be there and take part in that, and we're happy to do it. It's a big outreach event for us, but we're crafting the message that we want to portray, and it's we just want to have a big, festive, happy time. Yeah. And nowhere are we remembering that it's the original Brexit, 1776. It was a battle fought by men who were revered so that we could have the freedom to be idiots now. That point gets lost on us. Mm-hmm. And we're just creating this brave. It's very Austin-esque, and I just don't know where we go from here. That there needs to be a lot more discussions. This is certainly not over from my aspect, and if it gets down to the point that I'm going to have a blank trailer, well, I may go ride with somebody else. I may go sit in a convertible and not throw candy. I don't.
Well, and that's another thing is that you had a couple of city officials who were in the parade and their names were on the side of the car. You could, if you want to take it to the extreme, hell, that's political advertising in a way. They're elected officials. They're sitting in a car. If they're going to ban you guys or you guys having signs up, which to me is silly because, I thought it was just impressive just watching it that you had, just everybody sign up, and it didn't matter who was there. You had everybody sign up. Everybody was, throwing footballs and waving it at people. It was, you weren't blasting over a loudspeaker, vote Republican or else. It was a good float. When did things start to, in your mind, kind of turn around? Because I remember when you guys did have a booth out at the street fair and we're handing out information. When did all this start to change around?
Well, it's gradually been changing, over the years. The most prolific memory is within the last 4 or 5 years when we actually ended to quit doing the street fair because they were not allowing us to put our message out there. We have to get our push cards approved. We have to get everything, and that just seems ridiculous to me. I don't get my message approved. I don't get my website contact. I'm not scrutinized by anybody, and that's the whole point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to be scrutinized. Political parties are not scrutinized. It is a freedom of speech issue for us, but at the same time, we respect each and everybody out there to put out whatever message we were. But, my question to you, Chad, you saw it, and anybody else who wants to comment, were we putting out a political message or a social message or any message other than a bunch of people and a bunch of kids waving flags and just really trying to be part of the community?
I don't think it was more political or less political than the Democrats. And I think that's how that's fair. Obviously you're representing the Republican Party and the Republican candidates. The Democrats are supporting the Democrats and the Democratic candidates. And, maybe the Democrats were a little bit more political because I don't think, that you guys didn't have anybody, carrying a sign saying vote Arrington or, vote Burrows or, anything else. It was just, the Democrats, they had banners out touting, their candidates. They had their candidates marching separately from their float. And, I like you have no problem with that. That's what they want to do.
We did, Chad. Even if I had the vote Republican signs out, that is the business that the Lubbock County Republican Party is getting people, number one, to turn out to vote, and getting people to vote conservatively and vote Republican. That is our business. It's no different than our public adjuster and roof and mutual friends that we have that are trying to promote their business. We're promoting our brand. And I don't understand why this has become, why we're trying to soften this. And the final slide was when we went past the grandstand where all the booth announcements, they just simply said Lubbock County Republican Party. They didn't read our submitted blurb that they do for everybody else. It was very clear that we weren't wanted there. And this is very interesting that this is happening in Lubbock, Texas, the place that we still claim to be a conservative town and have, we have conservative elected officials, that we're being treated this way. And it's not just us. I mean, the verdict's still out on whether there truly was censorship of a local church. I'm sure we'll find out here in the next few days, but there's more of this to come, and it's very Austin-esque, and it's very disturbing that we're basically allowing one young lady to decide what the entire parade, our parade, because it is a public/private event for whatever that means. It's our parade. We're allowing one young lady to determine what it looks like and what we're able to say and do and show in that parade. Yeah.
Well, Steve, I know you're going to stay on top of it. We are as well. Let us know what you find out.
More to come.
All right. Thank you. That's Steve Evans, chairman of the Lubbock County Republican Party. Chad Hasty Show, KFYO.